Japan is world famous for its intricate toys and games, but some rituals are definitely not meant for entertainment. They are ancient ceremonies designed to bridge the gap between our physical world and the realm of the restless dead. One of the most dangerous is Hitori Kakurenbo, also known as one-man hide-and-seek. This is not just a game of imagination. It is an active invitation for a spirit to possess a doll and hunt you through the dark corners of your own home. To begin, you take a stuffed doll, replace its internal stuffing with raw rice and a piece of your own fingernail. Then tie it tightly with a red thread. You must give the doll a name, but never use your own. At exactly 3 in the morning, the ritual starts. You stab the doll with a needle and whisper, "Now you are it." Then, you must hide in the darkest part of your house with a mouthful of salt water. The goal is simple. Do not let the doll find you. If the doll finds you before the ritual is ended, you aren't just losing a game. You are losing your soul forever. Daruma-san ga Koronda is a children's game similar to Red Light, Green Light, but the urban legend version is a deadly spiritual ritual. To play, you must wash your hair in a bathtub in total darkness while repeating Daruma-san fell down over and over like a mantra. You must keep your eyes tightly closed at all times. In your mind's eye, you will see a woman falling in a bathroom and striking her eye on a rusty tap. When you feel a cold, wet presence standing directly behind you, do not look. The ritual has officially begun. For the next 24 hours, the ghost of the woman will follow you everywhere. You will catch fleeting glimpses of her over your right shoulder, always standing just a little bit closer than before. If you look directly at her, she will strike. The only way to win is to wait until she is close enough, then shout "Kita" while performing a sharp slashing motion with your hand to cut her spirit loose. If you fail to end it before the time is up, she will never leave your side until the day you die. In the quiet hallways of Tokyo's high schools, students whisper about the Corners game, a ritual for exactly 4 people in an empty, dark room. Each person stands in a corner, and when the lights are switched off, they begin to move clockwise, touching the shoulder of the person in the next corner. It is a simple, rhythmic loop. But after a few rounds, a 5th person joins the rotation. You will feel a cold, skeletal hand on your shoulder when you should be standing at an empty corner. No one must speak. No one must turn on the lights. The 5th player is a yurei, a restless ghost that has been drawn in by the rhythmic movement and the silence. Legend says the ghost is looking for a way back to the living world, and it will try to switch places with one of the unsuspecting players. If you reach a corner and find it completely empty when it should have a person, the game has turned lethal. One of your friends is already gone, and the entity is now standing in their place, waiting for your touch. Kokkuri-san is the Japanese version of the Ouija board, and it is strictly banned in many schools for a very good reason. To play, you need a sheet of paper with the alphabet and a torii gate drawn in red ink, along with a 10-yen coin. You and your friends place your fingers on the coin and invite Kokkuri-san, a trickster spirit, to answer your deepest questions. The coin will begin to move, spelling out answers that are often disturbingly accurate. But Kokkuri-san is a treacherous guest. He is known to lie, to play on your deepest fears, and most importantly, he often refuses to leave. If you do not end the game correctly, by asking Kokkuri-san to go home and waiting for him to agree, the spirit will attach itself to the players. This leads to Kokkuri-san syndrome, a terrifying state of mass hysteria and violent hallucinations. The coin is just a tool. The real danger is the door you have opened in your own mind. Never ask Kokkuri-san when you will die, because he might decide to show you the answer immediately by taking your life. There is a modern ritual known as the phone to hell. It is said that if you go to a public phone booth at exactly midnight and dial your own phone number, you will hear a strange, distorted sound. If you wait patiently, a voice will answer, but it is not your voice. It is the voice of someone who died in that exact spot, or someone who is currently trapped in a liminal state between life and death. The voice will offer to tell you a secret about your future, but there is a heavy price to pay. For every second you stay on the line, you lose 1 day of your life. People who have played this report seeing a dark hooded figure standing outside the booth, watching them through the glass. The figure is the person on the other end of the line, and they are waiting for the call to end so they can take what you have paid in time. In the digital age, even our technology can be used as a bridge to the abyss. If your phone rings at midnight from an unknown number, think twice before you pick up. Some calls are long distance in ways you cannot imagine. Satoru-kun is a Japanese spirit who supposedly knows the answer to any question. To summon him, you need a mobile phone and a coin. Go to a public payphone, insert the coin, and call your own number. When the line connects, whisper, "Satoru-kun, Satoru-kun, please come to me." After this, Satoru-kun will call you within 24 hours to report his location. With each call, he will be closer. "I am at the entrance of your house. I am behind your door. I am standing right behind you." In this final moment, you can ask him one question. But there are two lethal rules. Never turn around to look at him, and never touch him. Satoru-kun is not a kind genie. He is an entity from another dimension waiting for an excuse to drag you into his void. Many curious teenagers have vanished after deciding to peek into Satoru-kun's eyes. If you feel a cold breath on your neck, stay perfectly still. Your life now depends on how quickly you can ask your question and end the conversation. Once he is gone, he never comes back to the same person twice. Sugiura is an ancient Japanese Crossroads divination that has evolved into a deadly game. You must go to a crossroads at night, cover your face with a book or a hood, and wait for the first stranger to pass by. When someone approaches, ask them to predict your future. Legend says that spirits of the roads speak through these strangers. If they say something kind, you will be happy. But if they remain silent or say something horrific, your future is cursed forever. The most dangerous outcome is meeting the handsome youth of the Crossroads. He is a demonic entity who drives people to madness and suicide with his dark prophecies. Crossroads are places where the barriers between worlds are thin, and the person who speaks to you from the fog might not be human at all. In modern Japan, there are still reports of people who tried to play Sugiura and lost their minds or vanished without a trace in the night mist. Never ask a stranger for directions if you are alone at a crossroads. You might end up going somewhere you can never return from. Hitori Asobi, or one-man play, is a modern ritual that promises the fulfillment of a wish if you can survive a night in a locked room. You must prepare a room with no windows, light a single candle, and place a precious object in front of you. At exactly midnight, say, "I invite you to play," and leave the room for 10 seconds. When you return, the candle flame might be blue or extinguished. This is the signal that the guest has arrived. You must sit motionless until dawn, without closing your eyes or making a single sound, no matter what you hear behind your back. People tell stories of whispering, the scratching of claws on the floor, and the feeling of someone breathing directly into their face. If you hold out until the first light of sun, your wish will be granted. But if you speak or leave the room early, the guest will take the very precious object you placed before you. And most often, that object is your soul. In the silence of an empty room, you are not the master. You are merely a toy for the one who answered your call. The elevator game is a method to reach a parallel world. You need a building with at least 10 floors and to enter the elevator alone. Then, press the buttons in a strict order: 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, 5. On the 5th floor, a woman may enter. Do not look at her or speak to her. She is not human. After this, press the 1st floor button. If the elevator starts going up to the 10th instead of down, you have crossed the border. When the doors open, you will see a world that looks like ours, but there are no people, the sky is red, and technology does not work. You can step out and look around, but remember, the woman from the elevator will be watching you. To return, you must repeat the button sequence in reverse. But if you forget the order or the elevator gets stuck, you will stay in this cold, empty world forever. They say many people reported as missing actually just got off on the wrong floor and couldn't find their way back. In this world, there is no time, only the eternal fear of being found. Our journey through Japan's forbidden games is ending. But for some of you, the game is just beginning. These rituals are not just stories. They are mechanisms that work on your belief and fear. Remember, when you watch this video, you are also participating in a ritual, opening your mind to ancient and dangerous images. Perhaps tonight, you will hear a strange sound in an empty room, or notice your reflection in the mirror blinks a second later than you. Do not try to investigate. Silence is your best ally. In Japan, they say that if you stare into the void for too long, it begins to stare back at you. And the games we play for fun can end in tragedy. Subscribe to Urban Tales to learn more about the shadows of Asia, but do so carefully. Tomorrow we will return with new records, if of course you are still here. Now turn off the lights and listen. It seems someone has just pressed the call button for your elevator. Good night, if it's possible. The game doesn't end just because the video does. Look behind you one last time before you sleep, and pray that Satoru-kun isn't the one who answers your next call.